The second set in your homework packet is a review of substitution and elimination. You can pick either method that you want to solve any of those problems. Let's do a couple as a reminder. So here's an example. And again, you can use either substitution or elimination. And it just depends on your preference sometimes. Sometimes they're going to be set up very clearly as to which one's going to be an easier method. We're going to do this same problem both ways. We're going to do substitution first, elimination second. So if we're going to use substitution, then what I need to do, and I need to take whichever equation and solve for x and y, x or y. My x is a positive and it's by itself, so I chose to solve for x. To do that, I move my minus y over, it becomes plus. I move my plus 5 over, it becomes minus. Then I take that value and I plug it in for my x. That's why it's called substitution. So I end up with negative 2x, which is now this, plus y minus 7 equals 0. And I just walk through solving this. Distribute my negative 2 out. Negative 2 times y is negative 2y. Negative 2 times negative 5 is positive 10. Now I add any like terms. I have a negative 2y and a plus y, which gives me my negative 1, understood 1y. 10 minus 7 is 3. Move my plus 3 over to get y by itself, and I have negative y equals negative 3. Now this negative 1 has to be moved over, and technically I divide by a negative 1, which gives me y equals 3. After I do that, I have to plug that back in to solve for x. Well, I know that x is y minus 5. So I'm going to just replace or substitute that value in. So x is 3, because y, and y, minus 5. 3 minus 5 is negative 2. So my answers are x equals negative 2, y equals 3. Now that's using substitution. I solve for either x or y and then substitute the value in. If I'm going to use elimination, I need to eliminate either the x or the y. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose to eliminate my x. In order to eliminate or to get rid of a negative 2x, I need a positive 2 here. So I'm going to multiply everything in my top equation by 2, which gives me 2x. Let me kind of clean this up so we can see. 2x, because there's an understood 1. Understood negative 1. So 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. 5 times 2 is 10. And then obviously 0 times 2 is just 0. Keep the bottom equation. I don't need to change that one. If I needed to, I could multiply by that something by the bottom equation, but in this case, I don't have to. Draw a line right here. When I add those straight down, 2x minus 2x goes away. That's gone. Negative 2y plus y is negative 1y. 10 minus 7 is 3. And of course, 0 and 0 are 0. Move my 3 over, and I get negative 1y equals negative 3. Divide by that negative 1, and I have y equals 3. And now I do the same thing. I need to plug that y in, but because I don't, well, I'm going to plug it back into this top equation, because if I'm just substituting this, I wouldn't have this, right? That came from substituting. So if I'm just using elimination, I may have just said that wrong. I'm going to plug this back in to my top equation, solve it for x. So x minus y, well, y we just found out is 3. Negative 3 plus 5 is 2. Move that 2 over, and x equals negative 2. Again, x, negative 2, y, 3. So you don't have to use both on your homework. You can use either one. You can either substitute or eliminate. You get to choose which method you would like to use. All right, so I think you have 6 on that page to do with what you would like.